Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic and sought-after coins in the United States, the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial half-dollar coin. If you've got one of these tucked away in an old drawer or coin jar, don't move a muscle, because this coin, especially with certain rare errors, could be worth a small fortune and is making waves in the collector's world right now. Now, let's set the stage. The 1776 to 1976 half-dollar coin was issued to celebrate the 200th anniversary of American independence, the nation's bicentennial. This coin is more than just currency. It's a celebration of freedom, patriotism, and American heritage. It features a unique reverse design that sets it apart from every other half-dollar ever minted, replacing the usual eagle design. It proudly displays Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the very place where the Declaration of Independence was signed. The obverse side still features the familiar image of President John F. Kennedy, a beloved American figure, but what makes this coin unique is the dual date, 1776 to 1976. This dual date is only found on this special bicentennial issue, making it instantly recognizable and extremely collectible among enthusiasts who appreciate historical pieces that tell a powerful story through design and symbolism. But what truly excites collectors and investors alike are the rare varieties and error coins that emerged during the minting process. These aren't your average pocket change pieces. We're talking about specific errors like double die obverse, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even no FG errors, where the designer's initials are missing from the reverse. These flaws weren't intended. They were accidental slips at the mint, but those mistakes have transformed ordinary coins into rare treasures that collectors are scrambling to get their hands on. Let's take a closer look at one of the most talked about errors, the no FG half-dollar. Normally, if you look closely under the eagle's tail feathers on standard Kennedy halves, you'll see the initials FG for Frank Gasparo, the coin's designer. But in certain bicentennial half-dollars, those initials are completely missing due to over-polishing of the dies, and when that happens, the coin becomes significantly rarer and can command big premiums on the open market. Another fascinating and highly valuable error is the double die obverse, where the lettering and features appear doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. If your coin has bold doubling on the words Liberty or In God We Trust, don't ignore it. It could be one of those rare variants that seasoned collectors are constantly on the lookout for. And then, there are the coins struck on the wrong planchet. That means a coin meant for one denomination was mistakenly struck with a blank meant for another. Imagine having a half-dollar that weighs differently or has unusual coloring. That could be a major clue that you're holding one of these ultra-rare minting errors, making it even more desirable in auctions and collector forums. Not only are these errors rare, they're also in incredibly high demand. Auction houses and online sales have been lighting up recently with record-breaking sales of bicentennial half-dollars with documented errors or pristine uncirculated condition. Serious collectors are paying eye-watering amounts to add these historical marvels to their collections, and you could be one of the lucky few sitting on one without even knowing it. So, how can you know if your coin is valuable? First, check the mint mark. Coins minted in San Francisco, marked with an S, that are 40% silver-proof versions, are especially popular. Look for signs of mint errors using a magnifying glass. Check for weight differences, missing initials, or doubled features. Even a small flaw can turn your coin into a collector's dream, and the better the condition, the more impressive the final price. Now here's the part you've all been waiting for. What's the top value a bicentennial half-dollar coin has ever fetched? Well, brace yourself, because one of these exceptional error coins, found in pristine condition with rare characteristics, was recently valued at $98,000. Yes, you heard that right, $98,000 for a single coin that many people overlook in their change jars or old collections. This is why the 1776 to 1976 United States half-dollar coin is not just a symbol of American pride. It's a treasure trove for collectors who know what to look for and a hidden gem waiting to be discovered by lucky coin hunters like you. Whether you're new to the hobby or a seasoned collector, This coin belongs in your sights because it combines historical significance, rare errors, beautiful design, and incredible investment potential all in one shiny package. Second rare coin is going to uncover one of the most thrilling and high-potential treasures in modern American numismatics, the 1972 United States half-dollar coin. This isn't just another coin from your pocket change. This is a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors across the country, thanks to its history, its unique features, and the incredibly rare and valuable errors that make it one of the hottest coins to look for right now. Minted at the Denver Mint in 1972, this half-dollar features the bold and timeless profile of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse, a symbol of American optimism and leadership. The Kennedy half-dollar series has always carried strong collector appeal, but the 1972 D variety has earned a special place in the hearts of collectors, especially because certain rare versions of this coin have been discovered with minting mistakes that are both exciting and highly valuable. What makes the 1972 D half-dollar stand out is not only its historical importance, but also its potential for hiding incredible value in plain sight. This coin was heavily circulated during the early 1970s, so finding one in exceptional condition is already a major win for collectors. But the real excitement begins when you start uncovering rare mint errors and overlooked varieties that have recently shocked the numismatic world with their skyrocketing auction prices and increasing demand. One of the most fascinating and valuable types of 1972 D half-dollars is the coin struck on a silver planchet, a mistake that shouldn't have happened, since the US had officially moved away from striking circulating silver coins by this time. Yet, due to leftover planchets at the mint or mix-ups during production, a few 1972 D half-dollars were accidentally struck on silver instead of the usual copper-nickel-clad composition. These silver errors are rare, highly desirable, and instantly boost the coin's value among collectors. To identify this type of error, look closely at the edge of your coin, instead of the typical copper stripe. A silver planchet error will have a completely solid silver-colored edge with no visible copper band. Weighing the coin can also help. While standard clad half-dollars weigh about 11.34 grams, a silver error coin can weigh slightly more due to the denser metal content. This is a prime example of how a simple detail can turn an ordinary-looking coin into a six-figure treasure. Another thrilling error associated with the 1972 D half-dollar is the off-center strike, where the design is visibly misaligned due to improper placement of the coin blank during minting. These coins often feature portions of the design missing or shifted, giving them an unmistakable and dramatic appearance that collectors absolutely love. The more extreme the off-center strike, while still keeping the date visible, the more valuable and rare the coin becomes. Then there's the double die variety, where certain design elements, such as the lettering or Kennedy's profile, appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die used to strike the coin. These errors can be subtle or bold, but in either case, they command strong premiums in the collector market. On the 1972 D half-dollar, doubling is often seen in the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," and if you're lucky enough to find one, you may be holding on to something extremely rare and valuable. One of the most dramatic and rare errors is when the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar was accidentally struck on a foreign coin planchet. Yes, that's right. There are confirmed examples where coins meant for foreign countries somehow got mixed into the production line, and Kennedy's image ended up on a completely different blank. These are incredibly rare, almost impossible to counterfeit, and incredibly desirable for collectors who want that one-in-a-million coin for their collection. These rare errors are not just legends. They've been verified by grading companies and sold at auctions for jaw-dropping amounts. In recent years, auctions have seen explosive bidding wars over certified error coins from the 1972 D mintage, especially those in high-grade, uncirculated condition or with dramatic errors that instantly catch the eye. Some of these coins, when authenticated and graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC, have fetched prices that would leave even seasoned collectors speechless. So, how do you find out if your 1972 D half-dollar is one of these rarities? First, examine the edge carefully, check for silver coloration or weight discrepancies. Look for obvious signs of mint errors, off-center strikes, doubled lettering, missing elements, or odd surfaces. Use a digital scale and magnifying glass to investigate all the subtle details, and if you find anything unusual, consider having the coin evaluated by a professional grading service to get it certified and valued properly. Now, here comes the most exciting part of this entire video, and the reason every collector and coin enthusiast is talking about the 1972 D. Kennedy half dollar right now. One such rare and spectacular example, featuring a significant mint error and preserved in nearly flawless, uncirculated condition, was recently valued at an astounding $100,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single coin with the right features, the right error, and the right grade has reached a value of $100,000 on the collector's market. That's why the 1972 D half dollar is a coin you cannot afford to overlook. Whether you're a casual collector or a dedicated numismatist, this is a coin that could be hiding right under your nose, a potential treasure with enormous value and rich historical significance. The combination of rare errors, high-grade condition, and growing demand has turned this into one of the most talked about and desirable half dollars in modern U.S. coin history. If you've got a 1972 D. Kennedy half dollar in your collection, now is the perfect time to take a closer look. You might just be holding a hidden gem worth far more than you ever imagined. And if you've discovered a strange or unusual version of this coin, share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear about your finds and help you assess their potential value. Third expensive coin, we're taking a trip back over a century to uncover the fascinating story and incredible value of a true American treasure, the 1918 United States half-dollar coin. This coin isn't just a piece of old silver, it's a powerful symbol of a nation in the midst of global change, minted during the final year of World War I, and now one of the most valuable and sought-after pieces in the world of rare coins. The 1918 half dollar, also known as the Walking Liberty half dollar, is considered one of the most beautiful coins ever struck by the United States Mint. Designed by the legendary Adolph A. Weinman, this coin features Lady Liberty striding toward the dawn of a new day, wrapped in the American flag with an outstretched hand symbolizing peace and hope. On the reverse side, a majestic eagle stands proudly on a rock with wings raised, ready to take flight, a powerful image of freedom and strength that continues to captivate collectors even today. This iconic coin was struck in 3 different locations in 1918: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S, and while all 3 are collectible, certain varieties are far more valuable due to their rarity, condition, and stunning minting errors that have become the holy grail for numismatists around the globe. These rare variants, combined with the coin's low survival rate and high grades, make it a top target for serious collectors and investors alike. One of the key factors that drives the value of the 1918 half dollar is its age and historical context. Minted over a century ago, during a time of war and economic transition, many of these coins were heavily circulated and worn down over time. That means only a small number have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition, making those examples especially desirable for collectors who want not just any coin, but a museum-worthy piece of American history. But the excitement doesn't end there. The 1918 half dollar is known for a variety of extremely rare minting errors that have recently taken the coin collecting world by storm. These include double die obverse, where parts of the design or lettering appear doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. If you look closely at Liberty's outstretched hand or the inscriptions like "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," any signs of doubling could indicate you've got something truly special. Another incredible variety to watch for is the off-center strike, a dramatic error where the design is visibly shifted due to the coin blank being misaligned at the moment of the strike. The more extreme the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still fully visible. These errors are immediately eye-catching and often command huge premiums at auction. Collectors also go wild for 1918 half dollars that were struck on the wrong planchet. That means the coin was mistakenly struck on a blank meant for another denomination or even a coin intended for a foreign country. These types of minting mistakes are incredibly rare and virtually impossible to fake, making them some of the most valuable errors in existence today. If you notice an unusual weight, color, or sound when the coin is dropped, you might be looking at one of these once-in-a-lifetime rarities. The value of these coins continues to rise as fewer pristine examples remain and more collectors enter the market searching for early 20th century silver. In fact, high-grade 1918 half dollars with full strike details, strong luster, and no major wear are becoming incredibly difficult to find, which has made them skyrocket in demand at major coin shows and online auctions across the country. Many have recently sold for tens of thousands of dollars, with intense bidding wars breaking out over coins certified by top grading companies like PCGS and NGC. So, how do you know if your 1918 half dollar is worth big money? Start by examining its overall condition, sharp details, minimal wear, and full lines in Liberty's gown and the eagle's feathers are strong indicators of a higher grade. Next, check for a mint mark just below "In God We Trust" on the obverse. Coins from Denver or San Francisco in high grades are significantly rarer than those from Philadelphia. Then, look closely for any doubling, striking anomalies, or odd planchet features. These are the rare gems that can take your coin's value into the stratosphere. Now, here's the jaw-dropping moment you've been waiting for. A pristine 1918 half dollar featuring an extremely rare error, fully certified and in mint state condition, was recently valued at an astonishing $150,000. That's right, one single coin, born in a time of war, now commanding six figures thanks to its rarity, condition, and powerful historical significance. That's the magic of the 1918 Walking Liberty half dollar. A coin that carries not only stunning beauty, but also immense value, especially when the right errors or high-grade qualities are present. For collectors, this isn't just a coin. It's a piece of American legacy, a rare silver treasure that continues to shine brighter with each passing year. If you've got one of these coins, now is the perfect time to examine it carefully, because you just might be sitting on a fortune. Especially, we're about to explore one of the most underrated and surprisingly valuable coins hiding in modern circulation, the 1992 United States half dollar. That's right, this modern coin, often passed over as ordinary pocket change, can hold secrets that could shock even the most experienced collectors. So sit back, get comfortable, and prepare to learn everything you need to know about a coin that's turning heads and making headlines in the world of numismatics. The 1992 P. Kennedy half dollar was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P mint mark located on the obverse of the coin, just above the date. This coin features the bold profile of President John F. Kennedy, a symbol of hope and progress, and a figure beloved by generations of Americans. The reverse showcases the iconic presidential seal, with a majestic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by 50 stars representing the unity of the states. While this design had become familiar to the public, something unusual happened in 1992, something that created a small group of half dollars unlike any others. Although millions of these coins were minted for circulation, there exists a tiny number of 1992 P. Kennedy half dollars that were struck with rare and valuable minting errors, and these special versions have become incredibly valuable to collectors around the world. What sets them apart isn't just the date or the mint mark, it's the combination of extremely low survival rates in high grade, hidden errors, and production quirks that make them so desirable. These coins aren't just currency. They're rare collectibles with skyrocketing value and a growing presence in the auction scene, one of the most talked about rarities among 1992. P half dollars is the discovery of coins struck on planchets meant for other coins, especially foreign coins or blanks intended for commemorative issues. This type of minting error is exceedingly rare, and it gives the coin an unusual appearance, sometimes a different color, weight, or even a thinner or thicker edge than standard half dollars. If your coin feels lighter or looks oddly toned, it may be one of these rare planchet error examples that serious collectors are willing to pay a premium for. Another high-value error that collectors are constantly searching for is the double-die obverse variety. This occurs when the design elements on the front of the coin, like the word Liberty or the motto "In God We Trust," appear doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. This doubling can be subtle or dramatic, but either way, it's a prized feature that sends the value of the coin soaring. Always check your 1992 p half dollar under magnification. You might discover a doubling that transforms your ordinary coin into a collector's dream. There have also been reports of proof-like strikes among circulation coins. Coins that weren't intended to be proof but appear to have sharp, mirror-like surfaces, deep strikes, and extra detail not usually seen on standard business strikes. These eye-catching anomalies are often overlooked by those unfamiliar with the series, but in the right condition and with the right features, they can dramatically increase a coin's value and appeal in the marketplace. Proof-like coins stand out immediately and are often snapped up quickly by advanced collectors. Some of the most fascinating errors include off-center strikes, where the design is visibly misaligned due to the planchet being improperly placed during minting. In some cases, part of the design is completely missing, creating a dramatic visual effect. The more off-center the strike, while still retaining a visible date, the more desirable the coin becomes. These pieces are not only rare but are often considered one of a kind due to the uniqueness of each error's appearance. Another incredible discovery involves missing mint marks, where the P mint mark somehow failed to strike the coin, leaving the obverse blank where the letter should appear. While rare and not always easy to spot, these varieties hold strong appeal, especially when verified and graded by top services like PCGS or NGC. Graded error coins like these have been setting records at major auctions and continue to rise in value as more collectors seek them out. High-grade examples of the 1992 p half dollar are already commanding top prices simply due to the difficulty in finding pristine coins from that year. Because so many were used heavily in circulation, most examples show signs of wear, dings, or loss of detail. But when you find a coin with a sharp strike, brilliant luster, and no visible damage, especially one with an error, you're holding something truly special that collectors will compete to own. Auction records have shown a dramatic rise in interest for Kennedy half dollars from the early 90s, especially rare varieties like the 1992 p. As more collectors focus on completing full date and mint collections, the demand for these rare issues continues to explode. With grading companies confirming more and more of these rare varieties, their legitimacy and value are becoming stronger each year. And that means it's the perfect time to search through your coins or visit local shops and estate sales to see if one of these valuable treasures is within reach. And now, the most exciting part of today's video. What is the highest value that a 1992 p half dollar has reached in the current collector's market? Believe it or not, one of these extremely rare examples, featuring an extraordinary mint error in stunning uncirculated condition, was recently valued at an astonishing $70,000. That's right, $70,000 for a coin most people wouldn't look at twice in their spare change. So don't overlook that shiny 1992 half dollar sitting in your collection or change drawer. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. With the right error, the right condition, and the right buyer, this coin can go from forgotten pocket change to a centerpiece in a world-class collection. These coins are rising fast in both value and demand, and the collectors who act now will be the ones reaping the rewards as interest continues to surge. Next coin, we're diving deep into one of the most underrated yet potentially valuable modern U.S. coins, the 1973 United States half dollar. Don't let its common appearance fool you. This coin holds secrets that most people miss, and under the right conditions, it can be worth a fortune. If you've got one of these in your collection, stick around and listen closely, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your coin in an entirely new light. The 1973 half dollar, featuring the proud image of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse, is part of a beloved coin series that began shortly after his tragic assassination in 1963. His image was placed on the half dollar as a tribute to his legacy, and it's remained there ever since. On the reverse, we see the bold and patriotic design of the presidential seal, an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing both military strength and a desire for peace. But while this coin was never released in silver for regular circulation that year, it still carries with it a mystique and surprising value in today's collector market. One fascinating thing about the 1973 half dollar is that it was never released into general circulation for the public. All of the coins minted that year were included in mint sets or sold as collector coins. That means if you've come across a 1973 Kennedy half dollar in your pocket change or coin jar, you're already looking at something unique. These coins were specially made, not meant for everyday transactions, and that already gives them an edge in rarity and collectability among those who know what to look for. Now let's talk about what truly gets collectors excited. The minting errors and rare variants that turn a regular 1973 half dollar into a coin worth thousands. One of the most exciting errors found on this coin is the double die obverse, where parts of the lettering or even Kennedy's profile appear doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. This doubling can be seen most clearly in the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," and if you spot one of these errors on your coin, you're looking at a piece that could be worth far more than face value. Another striking and highly collectible error is the off-center strike, where the design is visibly shifted to one side because the coin blank wasn't properly aligned in the press. The more dramatic the off-center appearance, especially if the date is still fully visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. These types of errors are one of a kind, giving each coin a unique fingerprint that collectors go wild for. Perhaps one of the most thrilling discoveries linked to the 1973 half dollar is when it is struck on the wrong planchet, sometimes intended for a different denomination or even for a foreign coin. This can result in a coin that's lighter, thinner, or a different color than standard copper-nickel half dollars. These wrong planchet errors are incredibly rare, but when they're authenticated and graded by services like PCGS or NGC, they become the crown jewel of any modern coin collection. Even coins that don't have major errors can be worth a significant amount if they are in mint state condition with proof-like qualities. A 1973 Kennedy half dollar that has never been touched, showing no wear, strong luster, and a deep, detailed strike is considered a premium example by collectors and dealers. These coins are often pulled from sealed mint sets and sent for professional grading, and the highest-rated ones have sold for astonishing amounts in recent auctions. Speaking of auctions, 1973 half dollars with rare errors or exceptional grades have been making waves in the numismatic community. Just recently, high-grade examples and verified error coins from this year have sparked bidding wars and skyrocketed in value. Collectors are paying close attention to this specific date, especially as more coin enthusiasts begin to realize how scarce pristine 1973 half dollars truly are, especially those with unusual characteristics. So how can you tell if your 1973 half dollar is valuable? Start by checking the mint mark, which on this coin will either be a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or no mark at all for Philadelphia. Next, examine the coin closely with a magnifying glass. Look for doubling, off-center features, strange weights or colors, or missing design elements. Weighing the coin can also help identify wrong planchet errors. Any coin that doesn't match the standard weight of 11.34 grams is worth a second look when you combine rarity, condition, and those special mint errors. You get a coin that collectors are willing to pay a premium for, and that brings us to the incredible value this coin can reach. That's right, one of the rarest examples of the 1973 Kennedy half dollar, featuring a unique mint error and preserved in flawless, uncirculated condition, was recently valued at an astounding $90,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $90,000 for a single coin that many people never realized could hold so much value. This is why the 1973 half dollar deserves your full attention. It's a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but with the right features, it can become an absolute game changer for your collection. It's part of a highly respected series, tied to a major moment in American history, and surrounded by fascinating minting details and collector intrigue that continue to grow with every passing year. If you've got a 1973 Kennedy half dollar, now is the perfect time to take a second look. You could be holding onto something far more valuable than you ever imagined. And if you found an interesting error or unusual version of this coin, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about your discoveries and help you identify what you have. Last unique coin. We're shining a spotlight on a coin that many collectors overlook, but that might just be one of the most surprising treasures hiding in your collection. We're talking about the 1998 P United States half dollar, a coin with modern roots, but unexpected value. That's right, what looks like a standard Kennedy half dollar could be worth thousands if you know what to look for. So stick with us until the end of this video, because you might discover that you've been holding on to something incredibly rare and valuable without even realizing it. The 1998 Kennedy half dollar, minted in Philadelphia, carries the P mint mark just above the date on the obverse side of the coin. This design, as you already know, pays tribute to President John F. Kennedy, a powerful American icon whose legacy continues to live on through this long-running coin series. With Liberty etched boldly above his profile and "In God We Trust" flanking the sides, the obverse remains one of the most recognized in U.S. coinage. The reverse, showcasing the presidential seal, an eagle with spread wings clutching arrows and an olive branch, is a timeless representation of strength and peace, rooted in national pride. Now, here's where things get really interesting for collectors. While millions of 1998 P half dollars were produced for circulation, only a tiny fraction possess the unique traits and rare mint errors that elevate their value dramatically. And those rare features are exactly what have driven demand for this coin upward in recent years. Enthusiasts are realizing that this coin, when preserved in high-grade condition or found with striking errors, is far more than a 50-cent piece. It's a serious collector's item with investment potential, one of the most exciting and valuable varieties of the 1998 P half dollar is the off-metal strike error, when a coin is struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination or metal composition. Imagine finding a half dollar struck on a quarter-sized planchet or even one intended for a foreign coin. These striking mistakes are rare and often escape detection until someone with a sharp eye spots the odd weight, unusual color, or strange sound when dropped. If you own a 1998 P half dollar that feels different, it's time to take a closer look. You could have something extraordinary in your hands. Another sought-after error collectors look for is the double die obverse, where the inscriptions or Kennedy's portrait appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die during the minting process. This doubling is often seen in the letters of Liberty or "In God We Trust," and although sometimes subtle, this kind of detail dramatically increases a coin's value. Doubling like this is not common in modern coins, so spotting it on a 1998 P half dollar makes it an instant standout and a must-have for error collectors. There are also reports of off-center strikes among 1998 P half dollars, coins where the image is not properly aligned on the planchet. When the misalignment is severe enough that part of the design is missing, but the date remains visible, these coins command a hefty premium in auctions and collector markets. No two off-center strikes are exactly alike, which gives each coin a unique identity and makes it even more attractive to numismatists looking for pieces that are both rare and visually dramatic. For those who are serious about collecting high-grade modern coins, mint state and proof-like 1998 P half dollars are also worth your attention. Coins that have never entered circulation, that display a flawless finish, sharp details, and strong luster, can fetch excellent prices, especially if professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC. Even without an error, the highest grade examples of this coin are becoming harder to find as the years go by, adding to the growing demand and limited supply. What's even more thrilling is the growing recognition of this coin's value in recent years. Auction houses and online bidding platforms have seen a surge in attention for late 1990s Kennedy half dollars, especially those with confirmed mint errors or superior grades. Collectors have been snapping up these coins as investments, knowing that their rarity and appeal will only increase with time. This has resulted in dramatic bidding wars and impressive price tags for the very best examples on the market. So, how can you tell if your 1998 P half dollar is one of these rare finds? Start by examining it under magnification. Look for doubling in the text or Kennedy's profile. Check the edges for signs that the planchet may be incorrect or foreign. Weigh the coin. It should come in around 11.34 grams, and anything significantly lighter or heavier is worth investigating. And of course, inspect for any signs of off-center strikes, die cracks, or misaligned designs. Every small detail matters and could be the key to unlocking your coin's true value. Now comes the most exciting part of today's video. Just how much can a 1998 p half dollar be worth? Well, hold on to your seats, because one of these incredible error coins, verified and graded in exceptional mint state condition, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $40,000. Yes, $40,000 for a coin that most people overlook, sitting in a collection, a drawer, or even loose change. That's the thrill of coin collecting. You never know when an ordinary-looking piece could turn out to be a life-changing discovery. If you've got a 1998 p half dollar sitting in your collection, now is the perfect time to inspect it closely. You may be holding a rare piece of American numismatic history without even realizing it. With demand growing, values rising, and awareness spreading, this coin is no longer just another Kennedy half. It's a rising star in the collector world, and one you definitely want to keep your eyes on. We'd love to hear from you. Have you come across any 1998 Kennedy half dollars with unusual features or minting quirks? Drop your story in the comments below. And if you have questions about grading, identification, or other coins in your collection, feel free to ask. We're here to help fellow collectors discover hidden treasures. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more exciting coin content, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another episode. Thank you for joining us today, and until next time, happy hunting, keep collecting, and remember, the next rare coin might already be in your hands.